Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute warmly welcomes you to its world-class educational campus that showcases excellent infrastructure facility housing various departments in diverse fields of study. Faculty of Engineering and Technology. IBM Lab, R&D Microsoft Lab, Sun Java Lab, .NET Lab, CDAC Garuda Lab, Internet Center, Apple iMac Lab, Cisco Net Academy, High-Tech Lab, Cyber Forensic Lab, Intel Internet of Things Lab, Communication Lab 1, Electronic Circuits and Devices Lab, QMAX VLSI Testing Center, Linear Digital Integrated Circuits, Microwave and Optical Communication Lab, VLSI and Embedded Design DSP Lab, Microprocessor Lab, Electrical Machines Lab, Electrical Machines Lab 1 and 2. Smart Grid, Digital Design Lab, Electronic Circuits Lab, Digital Simulation Lab, Linear and Digital Integrated Circuits Lab, LDIC Lab, LabVIEW, Process Control Lab, Mechatronics Lab, Dynamic Lab, IC Engines Lab, Center of Excellence Multi-Fuel Engine Setup, Center of Excellence Biodiesel Plant, Metrology Lab, Metallurgy Lab, CAD Lab, CAM Lab CNC Lathe, CAM Lab CNC Milling Machine, Boiler Turbine Setup, Robotics Lab, Heat and Mass Transfer Lab, Welding Lab, Machine Shop Lab, Fluid Mechanics Lab, Manufacturing Technology Lab, Fluid Mechanics and Machinery Lab, Fluid Mechanics Lab, Survey Experiment, Survey Cam, Strength of Material Lab, Concrete Lab, Soil Mechanics Lab, Structural Lab, Environmental Lab, Transportation Lab, CAD Lab, Biochemistry Lab, Autoclave, Microbiology Lab, DBT Research Lab, Tissue Culture Lab, Genomics Lab, Bioprocess Lab, Instrumentation Lab, Molecular Biology Lab, Downstream Processing, Physics Lab, Chemistry Lab, English Communication Lab, Research Lab 1, Research Lab 2, Lecture Hall, Computer Lab, Animation Lab, Computer Graphics and Multimedia, Chroma Studio, Advanced Java Programming Lab, Software Testing Lab, Web Technology Lab, Lecture Hall, Architecture Studio 1, Architecture Studio 2, BARC Computer Lab, MARC Computer Lab, Photography Lab, Workshop BARC, Workshop MARC, Workshop CRIT Room, Material Museum, Faculty of Medicine, College Blog, College Lobby, Classroom, Anatomy Dissection Hall, Anatomy Histology Lab, Anatomy Museum, Biochemistry Students Practical Hall, Physiology Hematology Lab, Clinical Physiology Lab, Physiology Amphibian Lab, Pathology Morbid Anatomy Histopathology Lab, Pathology Research Room, Clinical Pathology Lab, Pathology Museum, Pathology Demo Room, Pharmacology Experimental Lab, Dispensing Room, Student Practical Lab, Museum.
Hello.
Yes, good morning, sir.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, we are going to start the session.
Okay.
Yeah. Warm greetings to all. It's indeed a beautiful morning. All locked up in the extended lockdown 5.0. It's not hindering our thirst to redefine ourselves. I, Dr. Preeta George, welcome you all on behalf of our organizing committee. We, the first year BTech E&S and Office of International Relations of Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, graded with a special autonomy status, is happy to welcome you all to the second day of our International Faculty Development Program on multidimensional scaling from science to technology. Dear participants, there is an announcement for you. The attendance link will be rolled out in the live chat, and please feel free to fill it up. And your queries can be posted in our live chat, which will be addressed by the speaker at the end of the session. All journeys begin with a new hope, prayer, and a million aspirations. Ladies and gentlemen, may I now request Ms. MVL Kumari from the Department of Physics to welcome the gathering.
Thank you, Preeta ma'am. Good morning to one and all present here. First of all, I like to thank our chairman, Dr. A.C. Shanmugam sir, and President Engineer ACS Arun Kumar sir for granting permission to conduct this event. On behalf of Dr. MGR Education and Research Institute, I welcome you all for the second day of 5-day FDP on multidimensional scaling from science to technology, accelerating innovations, arranged by first year BTech Faculty of Engineering and Technology in association with Office of International Relations. I welcome our Vice Chancellor, Dr. S. Geeta Lakshmi Ma'am, Joint Registrar, Academics and Administration, Dr. V. Cyrilraj Sir, and Joint Registrar, Engineering and Science, Dr. D. B. Jabaraj Sir, and Dean Engineering Science and Dr. N. S. Subhashri Ma'am. I extend my warm welcome to Dr. R. Kaushalya, Coordinator of Office of International Relations. It's my immense pleasure to welcome the chief guest of today's session, Dr. Harshan Namboodiri sir, for his talk on mentoring the students towards higher studies, research, and entrepreneurship. Once again, I welcome you all.
Thank you, Kumari ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
World is full of gems and diamonds. We are lucky to have a gem today with us. And I request Ms. Kavirasi from the Department of Physics to introduce our guest.
So very good morning, everyone. It's a great pleasure to introduce myself. I'm Kavirasi from Department of Physics. It's a great pleasure to introduce our today's speaker, Dr. Harshan Namboodiri, an innovator and an entrepreneur with 8+ years of experience. Hello? Can you able to hear me, everybody?
Yes, Kavi, yes, Kavi.
Oh, sorry. So, Dr. Harshan Namboodiri, an innovator and an entrepreneur with 8+ years of experience at working with startups and innovation ecosystems globally. He has teaching and mentoring experience since 2003, academically a physicist and an electrical engineer, expertise in synthesis of multifunctional oxide materials and devices, which have applications in solar, telecommunication, and data storage sectors. He has more than 10+ international publications and 20+ international conference presentations and has got a patent for PLCT thin film capacitor apparatus. He is a reviewer in Journal of Applied Physics, Thin Solid Films, and in Journal of Electronic Materials. Coming to his educational qualification, Dr. Harshan has got his MSc 5 years integrated physics degree from the Pondicherry General University, India, MPhil in Physics and Electronics from the University of Hyderabad, India, MS and PhD in Electrical and Computer Engineering from the University of Alabama, Tuscaloosa, USA. And his professional experiences are being a consultant in VHR consultancy, Cochin area since 2017, senior consultant in Hapiens Digital Pvt Limited since 2018, and a process engineer in Heavy Photonics Corporation, San Jose, California since 2013. And also he holds a professional membership in AVS and MRS professional societies. So it's a great pleasure to have such an eminent personality for our session today. Once again, I welcome you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Kavi, ma'am. Let us hear from our speaker about his vision towards mentoring students to the higher studies, research, and entrepreneurship. And the session is open to Dr. Harshan Namboodiri. Sir, please. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I think I'm getting disconnected.
Yeah.
Okay, you can hear me now. Right? You can hear me.
Yeah,
now.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
You
So,
can start. Yeah.
So let me start. Thank you, Kavirasi, for this brief introduction. So it is very glad to be with you all today. Good morning to all of you. I see a few of them. So probably, I think you can turn off your video from your side. Probably I can share my screen, start sharing my screen.
Yeah. Sure, sir.
We can save our bandwidth on the internet. So yeah. All right. So that's good. So let me share my screen. Okay. So you can see, right? I think you can see my screen, right? Okay. Let me start here. Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yes, sir. Hello, we can hear, sir.
You can hear me, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so can I start?
Hello, you can start, sir.
Yeah, okay. So you can see the screen. You can see the screen here, right? You can
Yes,
see
sir.
me.
Yes, I can see the screen.
Pardon me? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, just give me, yeah. So because I'm not able to see you all, so just only the voice thing will keep me in loop. So just
Okay, sir.
yeah. Give a hum or something. Yeah. So okay. All right. So let me
Okay.
start. So, thanks for the introduction, Javier. See, there's a bit of network issues here, but should be okay. Very glad to be here this morning and to be a part of this faculty workshop today happening at MGR University. I'm Harshan. I think there was a brief introduction given before. So I had my integrated MSc from Pondicherry University, and MPhil physics, both were from physics, and then probably moved on to Department of Electrical Engineering in University of Alabama at Tuscaloosa. So after my PhD, I was working as a postdoc in University of Alabama for some time, and maybe close to a year, then with a startup at San Jose, California. And past 2 years, I'm in India. I've been working with some startups here in my hometown, that's Cochin, and I'm associated with startup ecosystem here, and then some patents and kind of a patent consultant here back in Cochin. So these are my areas of interest and research so far. And I've been working with quantum physics experimental for that's what my research was. I was working in those kind of photonics and photovoltaic devices. Currently, past 2 years, I've been working a little bit with mobile apps and digital space, like mostly mobile apps and gaming sector. I'm also involved with career development programs with colleges and youth improvement things, and also incubators and accelerators back here in India. Right, so let me give a start. So this is something which I want to share with you right for today. So it's been COVID, and then it's been all lockdown and things past couple of months, like say. So campuses post COVID, there are a few
Excuse me,
changes.
sir.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry for the disturbance. Sir, in your audio, there is some disturbance, sir. I think
Can
some
you hear me
fan
now?
or something. Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Hello?
I can hear, sir, some disturbances there in your audio.
Okay. Uh,
Audio, sir.
let me just. How about now?
Okay, sir,
Better?
but some fan sound is coming, I think.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's too much of fan.
Oh, yes.
All right. So I think now it's okay, right?
Now it is clear, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So the campuses after post COVID, there are going to be few changes likely in campuses around India. So one of just few points I got from talking to other consultants or like say on similar lines, that few the designs of classrooms might change like throughout the world. So they're like not just for lectures. It might go towards more interactive sessions as we do it. I mean, currently doing it the same way. Preparing students to be problem solvers, leaders, and entrepreneurs is also another thing which is going to come up very soon, because there will be a lot of other course curriculums and things might change after this the COVID season. So, a few challenges for the teachers would be to take additional tasks on co-curriculum development and more focus on overall human personal development, or like student development would be few things which can come up, and on the likelihood on the few going ahead. So keeping these in mind, so for today, I just want to start with, I just want to talk about a little bit on creating an awareness among teaching faculties, especially mentoring students towards higher education, research careers, and of course, as an example, and careers, entrepreneurship will be an example I'm taking it for today. So I'll be focusing more towards the soft skills which are needed for these students to succeed in such type of careers, and what kind of things they can focus on to develop in early stages of their BTech education or undergrad education when they start with us. So teachers can also promote them to learn these kind of skills, and so slowly they can help them to get this develop these skills with time. Right. So these are the typical path. You can see me, right? So I'm not getting a feedback. So yeah, probably that you can see me, right? See the slides?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, if I'm going fast or slow, just let me know. Because I'm not. Okay.
Yes, sir. It's okay, sir.
Yeah. So typical. Any doubts so far, or you guys are okay?
No doubt, sir. You can continue, sir.
Okay. So typical path on this engineering and sciences, what you have seen generally on undergrad education is like, okay, they take the BTech students, they figure out during their undergrad studies what to do next. Some of them go for higher studies like masters, or you're trying to get into an industry or get employed. Few get in through employment through internships, few through campus placements, through reference, and all this other reference through friends or consultants and so on. And probably if some people not into jobs, they look into other careers such as business or research or some other, like most typically what I've seen being here is like most of them trying to get their degree and then looking to other government sectors also, like so PSUs, banks, UPSCs, teaching, and most likely most of them are interested to get into the IT industry. But looking from an industry perspective, employability of the fresh graduates are far less, and there are a lot of things which can. There is a bridge gap from taking from academia to the industry. So that's, as a teachers and as a faculty, if you can close that gap faster and effectively, that would be much easier for these students to get employed faster, and they can be efficient and be successful in their careers, so on. So that's something I'm trying to address a little bit on those kind of employability gaps and those skills which are needed to address those gaps. Right? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So let me go ahead. So yeah, on higher educations, this is the typical research path students take. So an undergrad goes into a master's program, probably then get to register for a PhD program, and then probably a postdoctoral and then get into academics line. Or some students might get after the masters, they might get into the research. The masters, they get into the research scholar doctoral program, and then move into some federal labs such as CSIR, ISR, national labs, and even private R&D labs. So is a case in India, and these could be the postgraduate or PhD programs. Could be this is a typical pathway for a research student, say BTech, say masters and research scholar. Like so, typical path for both students, even in India or abroad. So looking at an entrepreneurship has a skill. So I just want to see whether, so typically these entrepreneurship is thought for MBAs, sales and marketing type of profiles, not for BTech graduates as such. Engineers acquire skills needed to run a company. Typically engineers are not thought to have skills needed to run a company, but mostly they do their technical support and all those engineering things which the companies need. So typically entrepreneurships are thought for MBAs, sales and marketing. Even whoever has got this nick of getting things done, sales, marketing, and all those skills are more prominent there. But it's not hard for an engineer to get all these skills. It's going to be, so that's what I'll be talking in next couple of slides. So the few things I want to emphasize here is to be employed or to be get to go into a successful career. It does not matter whether you are from science, arts, or commerce, or whatever streams you are. Few things which are very most important are, one of them is the leadership quality. Every student, somebody, whoever is get should have. So as a student, they should be able to build teams. Importantly, build teams in the sense they should be able to work together in a team, lead the team, get things done. That's one major important thing what they have to learn. More importantly, they have to work together in a team. They might be working together in a team is challenging, because when you have different personalities come together, work in a different common goal, there might be a lot of challenges working together. So that's something. It's a skill which they have to learn together. So all these projects and all those things, the students get over the course curriculum. So they have to make sure that they always work in a team, also to know how to work together in a team, and also getting things done from the team. So it's not only okay I do as instructed. So it's getting things done from team and outside the team also. So getting things done, working in a team is a big major quality what people look at, because in industry when you have to build teams and you have to get things done. So this is one of the good important qualities they look at when looking for a job. So ownership and responsibility, that's another quality which I find missing with most of the students when they come out of those colleges. They say they should be able to own a task and get it to completion. So they say, okay, I can do it. Raise their hand and say, okay, I'll get this done, and then get it done. So no matter what, they have to make sure that the task is completed within the stipulated time or deadline. So that's another ownership and responsibility is another quality what we would like to see. I like to see when hiring for a job. Communication skills, of course, it's nice to have skills of presentations and all, talking assertively with confidence and talking to team, talking to other customers, talking to other private stakeholders. All these things are good to have. Very good to have skills, communication skills. Another major thing which people I'm not sure, this is not emphasized again and again. This should be emphasized more and more. This is students should learn how to embrace failure. So we all from childhood have been taught that okay, it's wrong to fail. You should always succeed. But I would say to get into entrepreneurship and it's starting a company, you should learn how to embrace failure. It's okay to fail, but the more importantly is that you have to learn from that failure. You have to learn from that failure and get going. You should not get scared of failure, saying that okay, I'm failing, I'm not going to do this. Failing is okay, but you learn from there and then keep going. And that's one of the, out of this four, that will be the major, the most important thing would be that to embrace failure and fail fast. If you're so don't get scared from failure, keep going. Even if it fails, it's okay, but you learn from it and then correct it next time and keep going. So these are the major four skills. Major four skills which I've seen missing in some of the cases, when the students come out of the colleges and look for a job. So, but on an engineering graduates compared to other kind of grads, I've seen there are a lot of advantages in engineering graduates. Like logical reasoning, it's much better than any other academic streams they have. They can infer from data analysis. They can infer from data. They can see analysis, and they can understand from the data how important that is. Analysis and interpretation of data, and that can be transferred into situations and bringing to a right reference kind of thing. So analysis of data is one good quality engineering folks have. So, and another major point is understanding the most complex things. So as an engineer, you learn a lot of complex things, and they can explain in simple terms, and they can execute in simple way, and to get it effectively, successfully executed. So these engineering graduates already have an advantage in this point of, this are way ahead in this kind of skills. But this is not something which is not enough for today's job scenario. So you have there are a few more soft skills which are missing, and these soft skills would help them tremendously to get shine in their careers. One of them. So these are the soft skills I would say that every graduate should possess when at least they are getting out of the degree program. One of them is attitude. It's one of the thing is okay, I never give up. So I take something up, I do it even if I fail or even if I succeed, I get it done. So that's one attitude. Never give up attitude is one thing which always good to have. I mean, we always look at into the students. Another one is networking skills. So most of the students are active in social media like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and all this stuff. So I'm not sure if most of the students are getting into this professional social media sites like LinkedIn. So there you have like a lot of professional social networking happening on. So a lot of forums there, a lot of discussions. There are like-minded people who can they can talk to, they can connect to them, they can talk to them, they can look for mentorship. There will be a lot of mentors available online. They can tell you what to do and inside connections in the company. So these kind of references you get it from LinkedIn. I mean, I'm not sure if this students are using this platform, LinkedIn platform, to the best. To the best, and that's going to be social media. With the professional, social media is going to be the future. That's what the next coming years is like. This social media, professional social media, is going to be the future for job search, getting career advancements and all, connections, networking, everything. So networking is something I think students should try to learn. Like not only maintaining friendship, but keeping the network, keeping relationship is also another good thing. So third one, I would like to focus is always adding value. Even if you learn something, there should be you should always look out ventures to give it back. Whether you teach or tutor, blogs, there are like you can write about it, vlogs. There are a lot of people they do video logs. So tell the people what their interests are. The students may have very interest from like electronics, like a lot of interest. Say, sure, like film, like whatever it is. But it's always whatever they learn. It's always good to teach them back to giving back to the community. Is something which always somebody should. The students should focus on. So that way you can tell, okay, this is what my interests are, and you can also connect, and then you can talk. It's always a feel good thing, and also you're giving it back to a community with that whatever you have learned. Leadership skills, which I had focused earlier, this is team and management. So these are few points I had talked earlier. Managing the team, and being a leader within the team and managing the team. So that's something which skills which is that's something which can develop. Open to criticism. That's something. Again, I've seen the students when you say, okay, this doesn't work, so they get like. So they're not very open to criticism. They get offended saying more. Some people say, okay, this is not. Not so. So open to criticism is constructive criticism is something they have to learn. So saying that, okay, this is wrong or this is right. So and listening to them, taking criticisms, listening and taking decisions based on what is right and wrong. It's something is some points it's good to have. Attention to detail. That's always, as an engineer, probably they have it better because observing and inferring is a part of their curriculum. Hard work is always there. That's, I don't have to explain it more. Eliminate self-doubt, and that's something which most of them has this problem, like saying, okay, can this happen? Can I do it? Kind of self-doubt. So this is something which needs to be eliminated. Know how. So just start doing it, and then like once things come on the way, then figure out and go ahead. That's the one way to eliminate self-doubt is to try achieve small tasks and get it completed and gain that confidence. So that's something. With this self-doubt is something which always people say, okay, can I do it? Can I do it? And then you get stuck in that loop. So whether just go ahead and do it and get the things done. One of another point I want to focus here was ethics. Again, this is like very, very important quality, which is always underestimated. Like a lot of professional ethics in the company. So, okay, doing the right thing when nobody's watching you. That's something like integrity and things. So integrity and ethics is something very important for when you work. So yeah, especially in startups, because there are not many people who's going to look upon on you. There is not many people who's going to guide you. You have to take decisions by your own and keep going. So these are one of another major important quality which needs to be. It's good to have. And the last one I would say is like never stop learning. You never know, the things can change like every now and then. The tools, the skills, everything can change. Like so, always you should have an open mind to learn and never stop learning. So it's not like just saying that, okay, I learned this, I'm going to just stop there. Just always keep an open mind to learn things as and when things comes up to you. Like you should have an open mind to learn and never stop learning. So these are the few. I mean, I would say there's the first few important soft skills that every student should possess when they get out of the program. Apart from the technical knowledge they have, of course they have the technical knowledge, but these are the few things they should have early when getting out of the program. Okay. Hello. Any doubts so far?
No, sir. No, sir, you can continue.
Okay. You can hear me, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's clear.
Okay. Yeah, just want to make sure, because it's hard for me to know, right? So yeah, just stop me if you have any doubts or you're not clear or anything, right?
Yes, I will inform you, sir.
Okay, all right. So thanks. All right, so let's go ahead. So yeah, so these are the few things. What I would say this is partly mostly missing with like students coming out from the fresh out of colleges here. So networking is something which I would say, like, if they have a better sense when they graduate, that's good. So if they learn how to social network and they have like more connections, that's something. It's a good skill to have. Another one is like leadership skills, open to criticism, attention to detail, and a few more. All these points are very important. These are like soft skills. You don't learn this every day in like day-to-day things in schools, but these are the skills you have it with you. It's always good to perform better, be efficient, and then to get things done. I mean, that's how I would say. All right, so let me just go into like another one more step ahead, saying that okay, if you take as a research as a career, what qualities you need to have there. I mean, typically from whatever I talked before, there are a few things which gets a little more prominent here when you have take research as a career. As a research student, mostly number one would be like zero self-doubt. The research problem, especially whenever you do your research problem is only solved by you. Nobody else is going to help you out solve your research problem. So you should believe in your problem and keep going. So that zero self-doubt thing helps right there. Networking skills, of course, it helps because it helps you to keep up relationships between your like advisors, friends, and same peer groups, and like other people working in the similar area. Networking skills is equally important. So adding value to whatever you do is that something which is expected out of a research student. So even if it's good or small, big or small, or like what you learn something, you contribute to something new to the field, something that's expected from the research student, then you have to keep on doing this every time. I mean, you have to keep on doing this every time as you go in as you progress in your career. So that adding value is something always someone should try to do. Lead teams, that's there, which I talked before, big or small. Great presentation skills, it's a good skill to have. Communication and defense helps in communication, also in defense and like public speaking and all this stuff. Marketing and sales skills is something which it's good to have, especially when you defend your programs, and then when you take up a career in talking to people, you can send your message across more effectively when you have this type of marketing and sales skill. A bit of understanding a bit of finance management when you run less, especially a research lab, research group, like bit of a finance management helps a lot. And persistence, that's something again I didn't emphasize here. Persistence is something which, like, courage to stick on what you like for a long time is something very important when you especially do a PhD. So you have to just persist and then be committed for a long time, no matter what, get it done. I mean, that's something, that's another quality to try to develop. Self-doubt, again, I talked before, no matter what you do, like finish and get the degree. That's something that will come up. Like initial stages it may not matter, but as you go progress in your career in research and research career, this would come again and again. So after third, fourth year, this this doubt would increase, and the way to remove self-doubt is like, okay, you have to just not let it go and finish it off, finish the degree and move on. So no fear to fail. People might say a lot of things that this may not work, this problem is not good, this problem, and so no fear to fail. But you just believe in your research problem, get it done. And that's something which these are the must-have qualities for a research student if they're interested to pursue such a career. So on entrepreneurship also, there's nothing much different there. It's very, these are the good to have qualities on as a startup founder or something or similar to who is looking at an entrepreneur as a career. So it's kind of needs a mix of both skills which I've talked before. Self doubt, of course, is there. I mean, you don't doubt about what you're trying to do. Just doing networking skills, keeping relationships helps, and getting talks to like your teams, investors, stakeholders. Networking skills is equally important. Adding value is something always there when you run a company leading teams. Of course, the communication skills, marketing skills, and sales skills helps you out like pitching and raising funds. You may have to talk to a lot of stakeholders on a day-to-day basis on like what are you doing, what are your ambitions, or what are your goals, projections. So marketing and sales skills are very important there. Revenue and finance is also very much important because the company operations all depends on that. You should know how to like manage finances effectively to get this company moving. Persistence as a startup, it's a wonderful skill to have because you have to keep it going for a long time. So pretty much it's very similar. All the skills you have possessed from the, I would say if all the skills if you have possessed from the graduate time. So these are the things you can develop over time, and then you can grow from there. So this pretty much you get from undergraduate curriculum and also like some other external projects what you do. But these are the skills you can develop and over time and become an expert on these. So as an engineering student, you have like always, as I told before, you always have an advantage saying that okay, you are very good at data analysis in inference. You have a very great learning curve, and these are like very wonderful skills engineering graduates possess. Most of them can solve complex problems, find a solution, which is also a wonderful skill. High logical reasoning. Not many from other streams has it. Like the engineering, tech, science graduates, they have like much higher logical reasonings towards these. Like from like say compared to other streams. So these are like already like some brownie points which is already good, and they already the engineering science students already have. So but these are the points which needs, but some of the points which needs development is like the self-doubt, what I talked before. Marketing and sales skills which can be learned. I mean, of course, there are a lot of marketing materials. I mean, those materials are available on the internet to get started. Bit of revenue and finance, something can, they can learn a little bit of cash management and all those things is a good point to have. Persistence is something we can develop, like sticking to it, like, doing it for a long time. That's again, these are the soft skills you can always develop, but these are the points to have when you're serious about such roles in entrepreneurship or research or in higher studies as you go. Okay, so and most importantly, again and again, I would say is like okay, fail fast, no fear of failing. Even if you fail, it's okay. Just try again and try again until you succeed. That's the most important skill. It's the most important quality in such kind of like at least in such kind of scenario on startup and entrepreneur careers as such, because you're sure to fail, but you don't stop from there, but you again keep going. There are a few paths again which are non-traditional routes here, like some corporate industry R&D are typical paths for research when you have a master's or PhD. Like those are R&D is a typical path, but there are like other domain industries also, like domain experts, like or consultants. Like IT companies might hire domain experts in biotechnology. So those kind of things can happen. There are like a lot of jobs in that areas also. Domain experts, you are specialized in one thing, then other companies might hire you as a consultant and expert to consult on that kind of an area. Public policy and making, that's something not much of PhDs doesn't get into that, but something I encourage to go, because all this educational policy making things, these are like another. It's a career, and it's a worthwhile career. You can change your perspectives, and you can try to see how this policies and things you can influence on these policies and things for the betterment of public. That's something which always it's a lucrative career which is coming up again. Scientific publishing, editors and proofreading is something which is coming up with these online journals and all these online books coming up. Industry is growing. Patent attorneys, like if you're interested to read and write a lot, then this is another career which scientists and in fact engineering graduates might like to read, evaluate, write patents, and this it's another career which is like these are like few non-traditional things which I came across. I just thought okay, I'll put it here. So these are a few which are non-traditional routes of research careers what we have. So other things are like if you're from especially from science background, there are like a lot of gaming industry, AR, VR, tech. There are in the software industry which has roles for these kind of research scholars. Like say future AI, ML, also there are a lot of opportunities coming up. So these are like few parts which I just want to highlight here. So one thing I would like to suggest you all is to have a give an assignment to students like something on like the SWOT analysis. Like so generally typically what I say, it's nothing but strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So if a student as early in a career can get this analysis done and then do it every year, I would say like every frequent interval, they can see where their strengths lies, where the weaknesses are, they can improve on that. If their strengths are there, they can strengthen it more. I mean, weaknesses are there, they can improve on those weaknesses to bring it to the strength. Opportunities and threats, this keep on changing like every time. But again, they are aware that what is happening around them every time. So this probably is an assignment which the students can take like for at frequent intervals and see whether just a more a self-assessment awareness kind of thing. So this helps a lot to take up what careers or take up whatever they like, take up things what they like. So strengths as such, okay, strengths. These are typical examples how we look for it. What are your strengths? What do you do better than others? What are the unique capabilities or resources you possess? What are the other and what others look at you as your strengths? That's one thing. Weaknesses. What are your weaknesses? List it down. So how is your competitors seeing at it? How can you improve? And then work on some solutions to improve those weaknesses to bring towards your strengths. Opportunities, what are the opportunities in front of you? What are your limitations currently in front of you? And try to see whether to try to get this listed out and see whether how we can work out a solution. I mean, we work out to make all these things towards your strengths or by making threats to your opportunities or weakness to your strengths, and this kind of gives a self-awareness on what you like to do on time to time. So this is something which I suggest, and it will be the students also like, especially students also try to do this every time. We can like say regular intervals and see analyze what are the strengths weaknesses with time. Say I would say like first year graduate student will have something. Second year there might be different things here. Third year, so within a year there might things changing, but they can know how their interests and strengths are changing. So, so this would be I would say like the take-home message kind of thing. What I have it here. So like changes that are likely post-COVID is going to be like few the class like these like infrastructures might change. The classrooms and interactive sections can come in just not lectures. Preparing students to be problem solvers, leaders, and entrepreneurs. That's what I was trying to talk a little bit today. So here, one thing would be like to teach them how to identify passion and strengths. So, like remember SWOT to get this, teach them how to get their passions and strengths to them. Give confidence to aggressively pursue their dreams. Encourage failures of students as long as they learn it from it, trying to change. So you give opportunities them to fail, learn, and then come up again. So that's another thing which it's a very good skill to have. So yeah, trust me. So and the soft skills, the whatever skills I've talked before, has its own importance, and that's something always good to have when you get out into the job market. And the students should always have an open mind. I mean, they should try to cultivate an open mind to learn new things. Like things can change to different tomorrow. It might be different things, but again, having an open mind to learn things will always help you to change and adjust, adapt accordingly. So more, I mean, for these teachers as such, the more focus would be like towards coming days would be more focus would be on the personal development of students that can be included. That would be very great when they get out. I mean, that helps them when they go out of the colleges to the scenario. But these few skills, I think, would help them to get into the job market, and then confidently they can pursue their dreams and careers. Yeah, so that I think probably should be end of my talk here. Thank you for listening. And with that, probably I'll take questions. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's me, Dr. Lata, sharing the anchoring part of today's session. Our sincere thanks to our resource person, Dr. Harshan, for having delivered a wonderful session. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you one thing. One thing before you were able to hear me throughout.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Okay.
So thank you so much for elaborating.
Do you have any doubts?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any doubts in any of these questions?
Yeah, of course, sir. There are some questions raised by the participants.
Okay.
Now, I will ask you now. Let me tell the essence of your session. Thank you so much for elaborating the skills for each and every student must have, apart from their technical skills. And we are very happy to see the qualities derived for research scholars also. That was awesome. And your PPT contains the essence like it's okay to get failed, but learn from the failures. That was so inspiring words. Thank you so much for inspiring.
Okay.
As rightly said, higher education is one of the key areas where the country can compete with the rest of the world and win. And it is the strongest and the studious ladder to increase the socio-economic mobility of a country. Hence, I believe it's a bound duty of a teacher or a faculty to nurture the thoughts of higher education in the minds of our students. I hope you all agree with me. Now, before concluding the session, we have few questions at the chat box, sir. We'll take a couple of questions.
Okay.
The first thing, you have expressed the qualities of students possessed by him, but what could be the industrial expectations from their side, from a fresh engineering graduates?
See, technique. I think this slide, right? This slide. Let me. Can you see my slide? No.
No, sir. No, sir.
Let me give you some. This one?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So, see, as a fresh student coming out of the college, you have some experience in industry, the technical background. You see, when I'm looking at hiring a fresh student from, say, after BTech, I'm hiring a BTech graduate or a BSc or an MSc student, something like that. So what we look here is like we understand from the courses and the curriculum that they have the enough technical background, which is always there. I mean, I would say like, okay, technical background, even from a college from like say normal college from the or an IIT, everything, the technical background, what they learn is same, right? You don't get my point. So whatever books, whatever curriculum, whatever syllabus is across is common, right? So they understand the basic technical things when they graduate, when they finish the course and they get out of when they pass the exams, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So those things which is common, I mean, across, even if you look at an IIT graduate also, he says he learns the same thing. I mean, with another BTech graduate, he also learns the same thing. The difference is here in this point, in these soft skills.
Yes, sir.
So industry, as you asked, like industry experiences, people ask, okay, are you do you have experience in the industry? When you get into a first thing, if you show that you are ready to learn, I mean, they know, they expect that, okay, they don't know everything, but if you're showing that, okay, you have the keenness and that thing to learn, then probably, I mean, that's the major thing that when people are looking for. Like, we can learn things, okay. Nobody will have 100% industrial experience when coming applying for a job. So if you have a keenness to learn, do it right, and all those points, I mean, definitely that will help.
Yeah,
As a fresh
absolutely.
student.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I would like to remember one more
Yeah.
quote. If you are ready to learn, the teacher appears before you.
Exactly.
That
Yeah.
was a,
Yeah.
absolutely, it's true. Sir, can we move on to the second question?
Yeah.
Sir,
I have answered your question. I have answered your question, I assume, right?
yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
You have described certain qualities for students. Now, can you suggest some qualities that a faculty should possess in order to mentor the students at this era? That is the role of the faculty, and this question is being raised by Venkat Kopi.
Okay, that's good. That's a good question. So, in the sense, say these are the why I put it here. I mean, I would say that, okay, the faculty needs to understand what students needs to have when they move when they pass. I mean, when they get out of the pass out of the program, right? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So. Yeah, so if you ask me, like, essentially what are the qualities of the faculty, is they think, okay, you have to give opportunities for them to grow all the skills. One thing, you should like develop skills and give opportunities to give all the skills. Say leading teams. Say I would say, okay, you want a student to lead teams, so you give them opportunities, like say projects and things, to give them chances to make teams, do it, work together. So those are the things you can train them, not train them, give them opportunities to tell them. At the same time, if you can lead by example. If okay, you have lead, so you say, okay, you are doing in teams, you can show them, okay, this is how it used to be done a little bit, and give them a little bit of confidence. That helps them to catch up very fast.
Yes, sir.
So, can you repeat that question one more? I think maybe I can.
Can you suggest the qualities of a faculty should possess in order to mentor the students in these skills? That soft skills and.
Yeah, so I mean, this is common. I mean, the faculties also need to have this kind of skills. I mean, there's nothing like these are the skills even the faculties can pick up. So leading teams is actually when you teach your kids, like, okay, your class is your team and you're leading your class, right?
Yes, sir. So now I got the point.
Yeah. So I mean, these are some things which faculty can have, but if you typically ask me, what are the mentoring qualities? Is something like, say, like I would say these are the skills everybody should possess. Like, say,
irrespective of student or teacher.
Faculty, yeah. So the faculty has to show examples, like lead by example. So you have to show that, okay, we are able to lead teams. You can also do it. So
yes, sir.
That way they can relate it faster.
Can you tell us the difference between facilitator and mentor?
Well, mentor is something which you want to see. You want to see how your students grow in their life. Say, okay, you understand your student, and say student in the faculty. You understand your student, and then try to show directions where he can grow. Like, say, personally, emotionally. Like, say, you understand a student personally, also like professionally. You to give them directions to grow or to change personally. If there are some good points or bad points, like, say, traits, you give them chances to grow. You tell them these are your traits. You need to work on these kind of things. Show them way. You guide them to do it, but you don't do it for them. But guide them to do it. That's typically a mentor thing.
Yes, sir.
Not holding by. I would not say holding by. Facilitator kind of like leads to helps them to get into the things. Like, say, okay, I have like some issue, they help them to get that solved. Or I need to get into this thing, so they help them to reach that goal. But mentor would say that, okay, they help them in the sense like they tell them what to learn to get into that, to get that goal. They don't help you to directly reach that goal. They say, okay, you know, like these are the skills you need to learn to reach there, and give those opportunities.
Yes, sir. Before getting into the next question, we have our joint wrestler, Dr. Silraj, sir, joined with us to grace the occasion. Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Hello, madam. Hello.
It's nice to see you after 4 months.
Great, madam. Great.
Sir, please.
Hello, dear friends who are giving valuable insights about the science and then engineering and technology, how it has to be used in the day-to-day developments, as well as my faculty friends and then beloved students. Really, it's a very, very important session today, which is being discussed. In my view, an institution is it sending only degree holders, or they are sending innovators outside? So that matters for us. I mean, we work and then we, assume that actually we are trying to send innovators to the society. The innovators in the sense, unless they are having sort of design thinking among themselves. So that is a need of the design thinking. The design thinking in the sense they should have a total 360-degree view about what is happening across. Every day in their day-to-day life, they should try to identify a problem for which potential solutions can be provided using either science or technology. So based on which the quality of life in that particular society or state or nation or in general, for the human being, can it be improved? But at the same time, by providing that particular service, obviously it has a monetary benefit also. So, anything if we try with an attitude towards doing betterment for the system, for the humankind, something like that, will add a lot of value change in that particular process. So obviously, one of the byproducts may be monetary return also. So always if we aim for what is the monetary benefit, what is the monetary benefit? Yes, so definitely things won't be good. What I'm trying to say is when you want to be an innovator, basically it's something like pulling a bullock cart. The bullock cart should have the equal size dia also, wheel also. Both, one wheel should be the science and then other wheel should be the technology to take the science to the in the society in large also. So that's why. Otherwise, the science, the basic science people will keep on telling the science without coming out with useful product also. But at the same time, a product without basic science, when put on to there, won't be an efficient product also. It won't solve the purpose also. So definitely, even while framing the curriculum for our university also, we used to have these sort of weightage is given to our entire academic process also. What is the basic science component that we have, and then what are the technology component we have? And again, can be subdivided into the core component as far as the department is concerned. And then, as already told you, to have a 360-degree view, we are making our students also to compulsively to go to different other departments to learn some of the developments which are happening there in those particular domain also, so that they will think, I mean, why can't that particular problem of the other domain can be addressed by a good understanding of the science and the technology from my domain. So, I mean, I can quote a lot of example also for that also. Right now, people are minting through millions and millions of dollars because of the technology integration of what is happening across. So right now, we are in the era of disruption. I think the young people know that it is not distraction, it is a disruption. How new innovative things can be given to the end users so that we can make an organization thrive based on that. At the same time, we can take out the life of another organization who are, not willing for changes. We can have a lot of example also on Kodak camera, Kodak film, all these things are some of the good example for those. Those companies, the trace of those companies are not at all there in this industry. Right now, when we say camera, we never, even right now the new generation do not know there was a film camera also. So everybody right now talks about what is the pixel size, what is the resolution of the camera. So these sort of things, a total disruption at all, which is happening there. So definitely in order to enable that particular disruption, unless our students are, I've already told you, taking the science and then taking up the technology, and then how we can use both the things together to address new development. I hope igniters like you are the real leaders for our students. Definitely, the outcome of this particular workshop will be useful to our students. I hope at least 10-20% of the students could be able to come out with new innovative ideas, solutions through these sort of activities. So definitely it matters for us. I thank Dr. Udayakala and then Madam Lada for giving this wonderful opportunity for me to share some of my thoughts in this very important forum. Thanks a lot. Then I wish all the participants a grand success also. Again, thanks to the resource persons also. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. As you rightly said, the science people will say science is very essential. And engineering people or technological people will say we are great. And there has always been a dispute, difference in, it's not dispute, difference in opinion between science people and the engineering people. But it's like from the cinema, we'll have Shakti Illai, Shivan Illai, Shivan Illai, Shakti Illai. I do remember that. What do you say? Is that absolutely like Ardhanarishwarar, we need both science and technology for better beneficial.
The foundation is science, madam. There is no second opinion on that. The foundation. Without the science foundation,
is, however, science people or engineering people, both of us have to go hand in hand and to benefit our society. That's it. Thank you, Cyril sir, for sparing time with us in spite of your busy schedule. Now, Dr. Harshan sir, can we take 2 more questions or we will conclude the session?
No, you can ask more. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Can you tell us factors which can improve the skill of a student during now? That is, we feel that the students are feeling highly fatigued.
Right now?
Right now. During this COVID-19 situation where the uncertainty prevails everywhere. And now, what are the things he can improvise now? Yeah, so that he can courageously take up the post COVID-19. And this question is taken up by Swapna.
Okay, yeah, this question. Okay, this student is from, like, say, I need to know what's the background of the student they are asking. Like, say, is it a research student or like you want to answer on?
Research scholar.
Okay. All right. So for research scholars, uncertainty is something that you always have to learn. I mean, you have to face through uncertainty is always something you have to learn. Uncertainty is always there. When you do a program, the research thing, you never know what your result is going to happen, where your experiment is going to work. Your things are not going to. So this uncertainty path is something which always you will face in your life. So first thing as a COVID, you learn. I mean, take it as a positive thing that okay, you are learning how to face uncertainty. Say positive. This is like something one step ahead on learning. Okay, this is how to face it, and that's first thing. You know, there's nothing negativity in this COVID thing, and use this as an opportunity to learn something. If this, I mean, it's a bad thing that you have to stay home and then a lot of things are slowed down. But at the same time, you can learn a lot of things. The online things are there. A lot of more. I mean, the online courses are there. You can learn, develop more skills. You can always. I was talking about in networking and things. You can always talk to new people. Try to reach out to them. Talk over phone. Learn new things. They can tell what you can do. I mean, you can advise on what skills which are required in the market. What things you can learn. They can collaborate. I mean, a lot of them they collaborate. I mean, most of them have become more productive in collaborating at this point of time. So because they work together, I mean, so those kind of. I mean, one way it's a better thing to have happen because a lot of distractions are over, and then you can work productively. So, I mean, one I would say, if you ask me a point, I would say this like take it this as a positive thing. Try to collaborate, try to reach out to your friends, to network as good as possible, learn new things. Always it's good to learn. If you had dreams of learning something new, this is the time. A lot of online things are there. You can learn. You can try out a lot of things. You can implement on your research when those things when the situation comes back better. Right, always good. So that way, yeah. So that's something. One small advice I would say, yeah. So uncertainty, there's nothing to. I mean, there's nothing to be scared of. That is always good. I mean, that is all. And it's good. I mean, one thing which differentiates the research scholars, PhDs, is that you can face uncertainties very effectively. Not other people cannot. They get scared of uncertainty. Something comes up in there, they don't know. Okay, I don't know what to do. But once you're in research scholars, you have learned a lot of things. I mean, when you've gone through that research, you know uncertainty. Okay, this might not happen. Okay, I know strategically or tactically what to do next. You are not scared of uncertainty. That's one. I didn't emphasize because this was not more a PhD talk. So I just I didn't give the talk. Like this is one quality PhDs have already. I mean, this is something which always people they develop over the course. Right? Anyone? I think you had one more question, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
I think as a faculty, what are the skills you need to
get trained in order to mentor engineering?
I'm sorry?
As a faculty, what are the skills we need to get trained in order to mentor engineering? Yeah, we have addressed that.
I think I answered it again, but let me tell you again one more thing. So this, let me tell you, as a faculty, your job is to you teach, you have a curriculum, you have a syllabus, you are teaching the students to get pass an exam. That's one part of the job. So another part is like to train them effectively to get them ready for the market outside. So train them in the sense it's not only the skills, you have to also give opportunity. I mean, again, I'm saying you help them to develop that mindset. The whole thing which differentiates, again, this is something I can tell it here. The whole thing which differentiates between I would say an IIT student and a BTech student is only the mindset. Whatever they learned is same. The books they're learning is the same. So it's only the mindset which, I mean, or like some other students, it's only the mindset. So you can teach them the mindset or help them to grow that mindset. Okay, to achieve that. I mean, it's just a mindset thing. You think that okay, I'm not able to do things because of these limiting factors, but there is no limiting factor. It's only what we do. So if you can, as a faculty, you can help them to break that. That's the best thing you can do.
Thank you, sir. I could see the chat boxes brimming with appreciations and thankfulness.
I think there was one more question there. So
Yes, sir. It flashed now. Even though entrepreneurship is emphasized nowadays, many students do not show interest. They think that only if someone in the family is into business, they can probably continue it. How to create the interest among the students?
See, this is a typical. Even I also face the same thing. It's a typical family thing, saying that okay, you are into business, you are not into business. Okay, how you? I mean, it's nobody knows to tell you. Okay, this is how it's going to work, or this is not. People are scared, especially when you hear business. People are scared. Okay, this is like something. There's a lot of money involved. You get in loss. There's like a lot of things. Those are the pre-assumptions they have. But there's nothing. I will believe me. There's nothing in that kind of thing that okay, there are money and loss and things are like for every business, every job. It's the same. It's not a secure thing as you see. As a you have a typical government job. It's not a secure job when you do this business because there's a lot of uncertainties there. That's the only thing. But the whole thing is like okay, if you can figure out the uncertainty, the value you are giving back to the community. Like if you say entrepreneurship, you learn do something new. You're giving back to the society a lot more than what you're working. Like say I'm a 9 to 5 type of job. You can give a lot more to the work community back. Earnings probably as he mentioned, like, it's only the last factor people think on entrepreneurship. When it's something you gain a lot of money, and that's if you want to make a lot of money, it's entrepreneurship is not the way to do it. If you want to give back something to the community, you want to make stand out. Okay, this is what I'm going to give it there. You do it, money will follow. When you just keep doing, you give good quality things outside, then people start believing they'll stand with you, and then the money. I mean, like all those other success will follow you back. But entrepreneurship, you have to just keep on giving, and that's what I was saying. That there's no fear of holding you. There's no self-doubt. If you like it, just do it. I mean, that's it. So I mean, people would say no. I mean, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. You'll do something, but you have to just keep on pursuing and just keep on doing it. Well, eventually, people, you take up any stories on of an entrepreneur, anybody has faced this in initial days, and gradually, as they persisted and they move on, people have started supporting. So they'll of course they'll start supporting with that.
Thank you, sir. This will be the last question raised by Christy Jacqueline, assistant professor. Can you tell us the position, your opinion about the students participating in Mooc courses? Mooc.
See, I mean, one thing about this course thing is like some Mooc opinion with the students participating in Mooc courses means like what I understand is like the quality of the students. Is it? Okay. See, Mooc courses is always good. So it's always an additional thing which you get. Like say, it's an additional skill to develop. It's up to the students actually to learn. It's a more a DIY, like do it yourself type course. You learn, you don't understand, again you search for something else and you learn, improve more. I mean, this is another skill, DIY. Like say, try to learn something, and it doesn't work. So then you try to develop another skill. So as such, it's hard to say that okay, the quality of the students on the Mooc course is hard, but the quality of the materials differs from platform to platform. So whatever is available in the Mooc, say Unacademy, say different platforms are there. There are differs from platform to platform. The students, they have to learn, look through it, take a small assignment, do it, solve it. If they like it, continue it. If they are more interested to know more, or like go for another course to learn more. I mean, students has to take initiatives and do it. I mean, that's the only thing I would suggest. And the quality of the students learning from online things, that's the question. If that's the question, is the quality of the students after learning the online courses. I mean, you know the subject, so practicality is it's a difficult thing. I know it's like hands-on skills. You may not get it from a Mooc course, but at least on the theory and social skills and other points you can develop from such kind of Mooc courses. Probably there might be other hands-on platforms coming up in later future. COVID might open up those kind of things. We have a lot of Mooc courses right now which is teaching, but like there might be some hands-on tools coming up in the future courses also to learn. I mean, that's something which. So quality of the students, I would say at this point of time, there's a lot of people, they do online courses that they are equally good because there will be a lot of online sessions. I mean, the quality of the students are not down, but it's all the social skills they might lack, but that probably they can develop.
Thank you, sir. Thank
for
you so
that,
much. Yeah,
Anything
yes,
else?
sir.
Anything
Yes.
else? Yeah.
Thank you, sir. We had a really amazing interaction with you. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Let's be grateful to the people who made the day possible. Even
Okay.
the smallest act of appreciation is more worth than the grandest intention. Now we invite Professor Dr. C. Andal from Department of Physics to propose vote of thanks. Ma'am, please.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Good morning to everybody. It's my privilege to present the vote of thanks for this wonderful session. I am so thankful to our Honorable President, sir, for accepting to organize this EFDP. I am so thankful to our Vice Chancellor, Dr. S. Geetalakshmi, ma'am, Joint Registrar, Academic and Administration, Dr. V. Sriraj, sir, Joint Registrar, E&S, Dr. D.B. Devaran, sir, and Dr. R. Gausalya, Coordinator, Office of the International Relations, for their constant support. My special thanks to our Dean, ma'am, Dr. N.S. Subhashri, for arranging this excellent EFDP. I am extending my heartiest thankful to our Honorable Speaker, Dr. Harshan Namboodiri, for enlightening our knowledge with his presentation and also accurate replies to all the questions raised here. A wonderful thanks to our technical team for their background support for us to organize live show in well manner. Last but not least, I am so thankful to all our participants for their kind attention. Thank you once again all.
Thank you, Honorable ma'am. Dear participants, stay tuned with us for yet another interesting session tomorrow. See you online sharp at 10 a.m. Until then, take care from organizing committee. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Have a good day.